All right, so while I wait for people to join, I'm just going to go ahead and start talking here. I am excited, guys. Guess what has happened? The Kansas City Chiefs have just won their third straight AFC championship, AFC West championship. AFC champions, well, that's not happened in my lifetime. So I sat here thinking about all the losses the Chiefs have had at home, and now we have not just a first round bye, not just a home field. We have home field advantage in the entire playoffs, guys. So the championship run goes through us, guys. 6 straight losses though in Kansas City is what I keep thinking about when it comes to the Chiefs, guys. I keep thinking about that. I think about that Titans game last year. When I saw us winning 21-3 today against the Raiders, I really thought about that game. Now, Derek Carr, Marcus Mariota, I don't know who's better. I'm just saying, but I am beyond belief with how great this season ended up being for the Chiefs. Now, here's the thing. I still have expectations that are extremely low because we have a bad defense. Even today, for the first time all season, the lowest before this game, I believe, was 16 points the Chiefs gave up. And that was to the Arizona Cardinals, who are a very bad team. And we gave up 16 points to them. In the game, we scored 26 points in, which was our lowest scoring output of the season. We scored 26 points in every single game of the season, by the way, which is an NFL record, 26 or more. You also had Kelsey set a record tonight for the most reception yards by a tight end. You had Chiefs records set today by Hill and Kelsey with the most amount of catches and yards for a wide receiver as well. There was a lot of records going on today. Of course, Mahomes getting 50 and 5,000. Big deal, guys. That should certainly set him for the MVP. But getting back to the defense, they still had a better time of possession. We carried the ball. We had the ball a lot in the fourth quarter, which helped even out the time of possession. But overall, the Chiefs still have a lot to work on defense. A lot. That was the best I've seen Reggie Ragland play all year. But still too many busted tackles. Hitchens finally looked like he was really ready to hit somebody tonight. And I watched the post-game talk from Justin Houston. He's like, we got 3 weeks, guys. 3 weeks to be at the top of the Super Bowl, of the heap in the NFL. This is our time. This is our chance. And I think about the 90s Chiefs that had the really good defenses, guys. Those teams, the 95 team, the 97 team, those guys were some of the best defenses. You had Derek Thomas still on the team. Neil Smith was on the early 90s teams. But even in the playoffs, guys, these guys weren't giving up huge gains and letting the teams just run all over them. They had great defenses. I got to say, Schottenheimer knew how to do a defense. He made some stupid offensive calls, but dude knew how to do a defense and how to utilize the crowd. And that's what he did all those years in Kansas City. So what is going on in the 2000s? You have the Trent Green Priest home area where there was no defense. It's kind of like with the St. Louis Rams that won the Super Bowl a few years before that. They had a great offense, then they had a decent defense. And right now, I'm going to tell you this. In the NFL, you need a mediocre defense. Mediocre. You need at least 4 stops a game, right? And you do that, and you have a powerful offense like the Chiefs have, control the clock just enough to where you can win every game. If the Chiefs against the Rams never stopped them, Chiefs against the Patriots just did not stop them, weren't forcing any punts. I don't think of a stop. I love turnovers. I think they're awesome, but I don't consider those stops. Those are great to happen. They are momentum changers. That is the biggest thing about a turnover. It is demoralizing to the team and to the player that has a turnover, and it gives you just a sense of accomplishment. Like, yeah, we got that turnover. You get 20 turnovers a year. How many punts do you force? Punts are much more frequent and should happen much more frequent. Turnover is a gift. A punt is what you should be doing as a defense and forcing those. Obviously, you can't force them 3 and outs all the time. But the Chiefs are at the bottom, and I've showed it in my previous videos, the bottom of the league. And not just defense, but forcing 3 and outs. They are the worst. They are the worst at just getting a punt. And tonight, they actually got punts against a team they gave up 33 points to just a few weeks ago. They gave up 3 tonight. They had 3 turnovers in that game against them last time. Today, they had 4. and they actually made the most of it. And they missed when they got that first and goal after Ragland did the interception, and they didn't score at all. That was for once, I wish they would have done a play action on that fourth down and did at least had him roll out. And he is so good on the move. Have him roll out. If he can't run it in himself, let Mahomes at least chuck it into the end zone and give his team a chance to get it in there. But nonetheless, it didn't hurt him. So I got to give him, at least they went for it too. I do think Andy Reid should have challenged that play too earlier in the game. No, it just completely escaped me which one it was, and it looked like it definitely would have been overturned, but now I can't even remember what it was. If anybody out there is watching and remembers, let me know. But anyway, I'm excited about the playoffs. I'm excited the road to the championship goes through Kansas City. I honestly, there's no Pittsburgh in the playoffs, which is weird. We've had trouble with Baltimore, obviously, in the past. The Tennessee game still lingers. The Colts are the ones that sting the most. The game against Peyton Manning in 2003, of course, the biggest comeback ever in 2013. I think about all those games, and then even the 2006 game, which, by the way, I kind of watched it back through the other day just because I didn't remember it. It's been so long. And they went for it. They got down there at the end zone, like a first and goal and an interception, and did not score anything. They ended up either fumbling it or turning it. I can't remember exactly what happened, but they got down there, and I believe they went for it on fourth down. They didn't score, and it would have made it. At that point, it was 6-0. They could have either taken the lead or at least got a field goal. But I just think about all the missed opportunities the Kansas City Chiefs have had throughout all the years. The missed field goals by Lynn Elliott in '95. And the 97 game where they just couldn't score anything. Just ugly offense. Steve Bono was garbage. I think he was garbage. We had Rich Gannon, and we decided to go with Elvis Gerback, and that was a mistake. And I just look back through all the history of the Chiefs and just think about all the heartbreaking things. And Marcus Mariota, where he throws the ball and it gets hit back to him, and he still scores a touchdown. Andrew Luck fumbling, the running back for the Colts fumbling on the goal line, and then Andrew Luck picks it up and runs it in for the touchdown. That kind of just showed how bad Kansas City's playoff luck is throughout all these years. Andrew Luck. So whoever we play in the playoffs, the Colts, if they beat the Titans tonight, or the Titans, I don't care. Obviously, the Patriots are going to be in there somewhere. I'd prefer to have them come to our house and us beat them. I feel like for us to etch ourselves in history, we need to beat the Patriots in the playoffs. It's one thing to beat them on Monday Night Football in Week 3. It's another thing to beat them at your house in January, because that's when the games ultimately count, because a lot of teams can make it to the playoffs. A 7-9 Saints team can win a playoff game. Who's going to win those big games in January, though, and keep it going to the Super Bowl? Something, again, as a Chiefs fan, I have never seen. So there you go, guys. That's my reaction to the game. I still think they could have played better on defense. I think it could have been a lot better overall, and I'm sure you Chiefs fans out there would agree. I do like our running game. I like the fact that we actually ran the ball and controlled the clock. I have not seen that. I can't think of the last game where we just handed the ball off 6 or 7 straight times. And we actually did a play-action play. It actually looked legitimate. So they're announcing, by the way, all the playoff games for next weekend. So I'm excited to see who's playing when and where. I like to watch every NFL playoff game because they're all big, and you could be watching the next Super Bowl champ no matter who it is, because it's narrowed down from 32 to those 8 teams from each conference. So there we go, guys. So that is my break, or 6 teams. No, 8. Wait. Yeah, the division winners and then the wild cards. So it's 6. Okay. 6 in each one. All right, guys. Thanks for watching the Showstopper shows. If you have any other comments or anything, let me know. But go Chiefs, and I hope we win the Super Bowl. Peace out, Chiefs Kingdom.